Denver Broncos and the Houston Texans will go at it here in Week 13. The Texans are 3-point favorites over the Broncos. It is a total of 45. Texans look pretty good today in a losing effort. Broncos are what they are. It's just a very odd team, this Broncos team. I mean, there are glimpses of throughout a course of a game in which you look and you say, like, okay, maybe they're average-ish, like maybe they're not what I think what my perception is. And there's other times where it's just, it's play calling is a problem there for sure. They can't get that figured out. And then on the defensive side of the ball, it's kind of like this up and down thing, like a couple of different plays. They're like, oh, okay, well, maybe this defense showed up today. And the next thing you know, they're giving up chunk plays. Texans at 3, though. It's a field goal. Still feels pretty high, but I don't know.
I made it Texans 3.
Yeah.
So this is one where I think that the number is dead on here. It's a Houston team that's playing well. Denver, 5-game win streak now. Being able to turn opponents over consistently. It's been a huge part of this win streak. Texans should have some success running the football. We'll see what the Singletary props are when those come out. Total seems right at 45 as well. I made it 44.8, so not going to touch that one either. This seems like a pretty fairly line game. I'm guessing I don't end up having any action on this one.
Yeah, if this were to get to 2.5 Texans, I might take a small position. I am not impressed by the Broncos win streak, and I am not impressed by this Broncos resurgence, if you will, because, again, there's been nothing. If you look into the numbers, guys, like, they haven't really done anything different, right? There hasn't been any. It's just sometimes you kind of get on a little bit of a fortunate streak, and I think that's kind of what we got going on here, because you really dig into the stuff and you're trying to find the reason that things have changed, and there isn't anything that's surfacing that tells me that this team is materialistically different than it was a month ago. It just seems like some things may be going a little bit their way.
Yeah, to me, it's the turnovers, but that's not something that you can forecast, right? I mean, they coming into this week, they had I believe it was a 15-2 edge in turnovers over the previous 4 games. So it's like you can't forecast that you're going to have a +2, +3 turnover differential margin in every single game that you play in, and that's a huge thing in the NFL. If you're +2 or +3, you have a massive chance to be able to win that football game. This is a Texans team that doesn't turn the football over a ton. C.J. Stroud generally takes care of the football very well, only thrown 5 picks in the year going into this game. This would be a tough spot for the Broncos. I'll tell you this. If this goes to 2.5, I'm not teasing the Broncos. This is a game the Texans could win with margin.
Yeah, it could for sure, because here's the thing. It was a exponentially better defense that the Texans played today in the Jags, and they were able to do some things, and the Broncos now coming to town just doesn't scare me. I think you would see every bit of the offensive production that you saw today against the Jags plus some, right? I mean, like, the Jags were able to possess the ball a decent amount in this game. Like, they were able to string together several first downs and kind of play a little bit of keep away with the Texans. And the Broncos offense has not shown the ability to do that. So I think that 2.5, it would be a play for me, I think, at 2.5.
I also am not very scared of Denver trying to come from behind. Like, Russell Wilson trying to mount a comeback down 10 is not something that really strikes fear into my heart.
No, as it should not.
Go to VSiN.com/subscribe to become a VSiN Pro subscriber today.